friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye has friends. No, really, Jeff has friends. Jeff's friends are on this podcast. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship.
Friendship.
Welcome to Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast, week 42. Big shout out to easily one of the greatest athletes of all time, a pioneer, one of the greatest baseball players of all time. He changed how baseball worked. Number 42, Mariano Rivera. Hey, dude, keep up the good work. You're a legend, Hall of Famer for sure. What a guy, Mariano Rivera. That's my number 42 shout out. Respecty. This week we had Anna Camp. Anna Camp is such a delight. She's so funny. She's so talented. She's so silly and playful and sweet. I worked with her on a movie recently. I've not done a lot of movies. She's done a zillion movies. And so I remember being on the set with her. I play her movie husband in a movie called The Wedding Year, starring Sarah Hyland. And I remember when I shot, I was very excited just to be on a movie and be in a real theater movie. But then I get to play her husband, which is so cool. And so I was a make-believe husband, which made me really happy. But also she was easily the nicest person to me on that set, and we connected the most. And so I really enjoyed having her on this because I knew she would be so fun. And you won't be disappointed. One of our better episodes, in my opinion, as far as flow and just being silly and sharing things. A lot of things she said she's never shared before that she shared right here that I think you're really going to like. But big thank you to Anna Camp. I know you guys are going to love it. Big thank you to Joe McKenzie for that little jangle. Big thank you to Tony Reavis, who's on this episode, as all the other ones, killing it on the ones and the twos. If you want to subscribe to my Patreon, we're changing things up in 2019. Just subscribe to Patreon. $10 a month. You get all the content. You get all the videos. You get all the podcasts. You get free tickets to my comedy shows. Everybody's the same level. No more levels. $10. Subscribe. Share it with your friends. Tell everybody about it. $10 gets you everything from now on. And we're happy to have you. That's patreon.com/Jeff Dye. And if you want to just watch this or listen to this, go to iTunes, throw us a subscribe, search Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast. Enjoy the pod. All right, and we're in. There's a whole intro. They already know who you are.
Oh.
Yeah, you're already in. Tony, how was your week, bud?
Good. Just same old.
Well, I don't like when people say same old.
It's just I'm in a routine now that 2019's back.
Okay.
I'm starting to get into a routine.
So in the first day of 2019, Tony and me went, I live right by the mall. I just
saw
walked
that
right in the
when I
back
walked
into the
here.
mall.
I was
I have
like,
my own
we could
little
go run
doors.
to Bloomies right now.
Yeah,
and
we sneak in.
I do
it's
it all
awesome.
the time. There's an employee entrance door that I just cross the street and I go right in. It's great. And I went and had I don't remember what I ate, but something good. And then you went and had a salad.
Yeah.
Because you're like 2019, dude, trying to eat right.
It's time. I'm doing
Is
well.
that part of your resolution? Is to
I guess.
eat a
but,
little? Okay,
it
cool.
kind of, just.
How was? Have you stayed strong?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Any weakness?
Nope. It's easy
Is
this
this
time.
week 2 of January 2019?
Hey.
Week
Hey,
three.
it's
It's early.
week 3.
It's
All
early,
right,
but
all right.
It's working.
I had like about 75,000 Sour Patch Kids and some whiskey last night, so I think I'm on a different plan than you.
I'm on a little bit of the similar vibe. I definitely had way too many mezcal drinks.
Which I would love to talk about, but before we get to that, the voice you're hearing is the wildly talented, the very beautiful, my movie wife, Anna Camp. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good
We're
to
so
be
happy
here.
to have you here. Yeah.
I'm happy to be here, movie husband. It's been
Yeah.
a while. It's a fun movie that we got to shoot together.
Yes, I don't know when it comes out or anything about it.
I know nothing. I'm about to do ADR for it. I do know that.
Okay.
So maybe I get to see some stuff and I'll let you know.
You know what's weird is they have you sit around in these trailers. You know all about the movie life. They have you sit around in these trailers for about 75 hours, and then they're like, hey, just so you know, we're going to need you in about an hour. And you're like, well, okay. And then they're like, can you get into your clothes? Like, sure. So then you wait for an hour in your show clothes, your movie clothes. And then you're just sitting there also still waiting. I wish I'd have brought some. You have a husband. Does he ever come and like just chill with you in the trailer?
Yeah, he used to. A lot of the time we used to do that. I
That'd
bring
be
my
way more
dog.
fun.
I bring my dog. But
That's
the first job I ever had, I didn't realize that it was going to take so long, like the waiting, like how long
It's
I was
so
actually
much.
going to be there. And
I'm
I was
in the movie probably 1 minute. And,
You were there for
and I
how
had to
long?
be there for 3 days, and it was insanity.
Yeah, it's a you get paid to wait. That's what they say. But
Yeah.
I remember I didn't want to move, so I stayed in my trailer, like not even sitting or like laying down or like not even breathing
'Cause
because I
you
didn't
didn't
want to
wanna-
mess my hair up
And you
or
don't
my
want to get
makeup.
sleepy eyes
And
if
I
you
didn't
fall
want to get
asleep.
wrinkled, so I was like sitting like up in the trailer, like staring at
Like
myself in
Dracula.
my mirror. And I sat there for probably like 6 hours.
Oh,
and now I
wow.
just take naps. I take my wardrobe off. I'm like, I don't even come when they call me. I'm like,
The girl who was like running, I don't know what her name would be, like or like what her title
the
would be.
like third AD.
Yeah, like she's like in charge of just making sure I don't leave.
Yes, yeah, that's
She thinks I'm a crazy person because I would just keep popping out because like it would be so cold in there, and I'm like a little lizard. I like to be warm, so I would just like pop out just to get in the sunshine, and then she'd be like, "Can I get you something?" And I'm like, "No," and then I would like wander away, and then she'd come in and be like, "Hey, you got to go back to your trailer," and then I go back to my trailer, and then she'd check on me, and I was just listening to like Sasquatch podcasts. Like there's a
God, I
podcast
don't know
called
what that
Sasquatch
is.
Chronicles, just stories of people that
Enlighten
see
me.
Bigfoot.
Oh, I actually was just on a podcast where we did talk about that. They love
love
Bigfoot
it.
and like all sorts of like space things and
I'm
like
obsessed with
aliens and stuff
Bigfoot
like that.
stuff.
Oh my God, you should be on this podcast. It's great.
I love Bigfoot. But he's not an alien or nothing. He's just a big monkey.
You believe
So-
in him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Crazy? There's a bunch of them. What do you don't believe in
More than
Bigfoot?
one.
What are you
Wait a
crazy?
minute, I didn't say that. Hey, I did not say that I didn't believe in Bigfoot. I just am like sort of surprised by something that you just said where you said there's more than one.
Ton of them. Well, it would be ridiculous if there was only one.
So you would actually believe in like
It's a
more than
species.
one, more than
yeah,
you would
there's
just one.
thousands of them. They're monkeys that live in the woods that walk upright.
Your conviction right now is making
Yeah, I
me
mean,
want to believe.
It's just a big.
He gets frustrated
Monkey.
whenever I like if I'm like I don't see it. He gets like mad, like
Yeah.
legit
I can tell.
angry. Yeah.
Well, because it's like it's so easy to believe, and people are like, no, we know everything in the world. We haven't even discovered all the humanoids that exist on our planet.
No, we
Let
haven't.
alone apes that are just running around in the darkness.
In the darkness, why don't they want to show their faces?
They're nighttime animals.
They are, and they
I
don't
think
want
they're-
humans to. They don't want to befriend
Yeah,
humans.
humans are always shooting people and stuff.
Humans suck, kind of sometimes.
well,
do
then
I
You're
know?
talking about that movie.
all the hunters we see, all the hunters they probably come across are shooting deers in the face and cutting their heads off like it owes them money. You know, like we're not very good to animals. I'm sure that the Bigfoots could witness that.
Do
and
you
go, "Oh,
believe
st-"
in past lives?
I don't have an opinion. I'm open to it.
Okay, because I think that you were a Bigfoot.
No one ever believed in me, and that's why.
That's why. And so you're literally walking the earth right now in your humanoid form.
Anna, if you knew how happy that makes me, that I might have been a Bigfoot in a past life. That makes me so happy.
There's no other option.
He's gonna put that
is-
on his tombstone now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, remember, do you know Anna Camp? She thinks that I was one. Like, it makes me so happy.
It makes so much sense to me.
Wait, so I don't know how we got onto Bigfoot.
Talking about waiting in trailers and
Oh yeah, waiting in the trailer.
Yes.
So yeah, so she thought it was crazy. I was just listening to Sasquatch Chronicles podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and then like always trying to leave, I would flee and like run away. I can't imagine doing that all the time for a living like you do.
Yeah, I mean, at least you weren't wearing a wedding dress. I was literally corseted in a wedding dress for like 6 hours, like waiting there, being like, should I take it off? Because it takes like 30 minutes to put on.
Yeah.
Should I do whatever? And I would just sit there, like, I would lay there, excuse me. I would just like lay on my couch, like in my wedding dress. And like, I think that's why people invented Instagram. So you could just like take selfies,
Yeah, chill.
like, just dumb Snapchat stuff. And
So-
I do read. I was probably reading
What'd you
a book
read
or
in
something.
there? Or do you remember? It's been a while.
It's been a long time since we shot that movie,
You've
but I was
been in
maybe reading
1,000
a
trailers
crime.
since then.
No, well, I wish I could say 1,000. I have not been in 1,000. I was probably reading like a crime novel
Oh.
or something.
Real smart stuff.
You know, definitely.
Yeah,
It's
I like
real
when people
challenging.
go, I read, and then you get the credit of like, oh,
Nancy Drew.
oh, you read.
Yeah.
And they're like, what is it? Like, not just a thing with like wizards and dragons. And you're like, well, then why did I give you so much credit for being a reader? If we're all just if it's the same, if it's as mindless as like a movie that Jeff would watch, then you don't get credit for reading.
No,
Yeah.
well, you think crime novels you don't get credit for reading? If
Well,
they're
what does a crime novel mean?
like
What
a
is it?
Gillian Flynn novel, like Sharp Objects or
That
Dark
cleared it up
Places
for me,
or
Anna.
whatever.
Yeah,
you know who that
excited.
is? You don't even know that. Oh my God, you love Bigfoot and like.
Yeah.
Does she have anything about Bigfoot?
I don't know, but maybe she will after
I'd be
she
very
hears this
familiar
podcast.
with her work if she
Yeah.
had.
If she did. Okay. Well, thank you for judging me about the
Right
things
away.
that I read right away. I feel really comfortable.
No,
on
what's a
this podcast
crime
right now.
novel? What's a crime novel?
A crime novel.
Is it a true story?
It's a
like,
mystery. No, it's fiction.
Oh, okay.
They make movies of them all the time. Like,
Like Gone Girl.
yeah, that
She wrote it.
exactly.
Okay.
So there
That's
you go.
a good.
You know what's up.
That would be a good ass book.
It was a great book.
Yeah.
Lady on the Train.
I don't know what that is.
Girl on the Train.
That's what I
I
meant.
like that you had made it so. You made her a little older, and you were very gentlemanly
Well, I feel
about
like
it.
she's a gal, you know?
She's
We
a-
should be respectful.
She's a good gal.
Not just some girl on a train.
No,
Yeah.
she's much more specific.
Yeah,
like I
she's a
see her, her
lady.
legs
We
are
shouldn't be
crossed.
rude to
She's
her.
wearing a dress, and she's older than 12.
She's a lady.
She's a lady on a train.
She's a lady.
Did not read it.
So on the movie that we shot, it's called The Wedding Year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having Robert on. I'm so excited. He's next week, I think,
I
right?
love him.
He's so cool. I liked him a lot, and I clicked with him. And I feel like I clicked with you.
Yes.
And I'm gonna bring this up on his episode too. So if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. But
Okay.
I felt so hated by Sarah. The lead is a girl named Sarah Hyland. I thought she was a delight, and she hated me. Every time I talked, she didn't like it. Every time I looked at something, she didn't like it. Anytime I smiled at something, she didn't like it. One time, I took an interest in something that she would, just to kiss her butt metaphorically, like I was like, oh, you like that? And I tried to like chime in, and she shot me a glance. I was like, oh, I'll just shut up now. I think I'll just press shut up now. Then I talked during her. I don't like movie trailers.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
watch trailers. I hate spoilers, and movie trailers are just spoilers.
They are.
And so she's trying to show like the Dumbo trailer, and she was like showing everyone this like trailer, and it just came out or something. And she was like about to weep during the trailer. She's like, "Look, I'm so moved by Dumbo." And I remember I like made a crack about something that just while they were watching the Dumbo trailer, it was just trying to like whatever. And again, she went, "Ugh," and then she like left, and I was like, what is it about me that this lady hates? She really hates me a lot. Did you pick up on that, or is it just in my brain?
I want to be really honest. I did kind of pick up on that. I did. I don't know if necessarily it was specific to you, but I don't know if it was like specific to actors. I don't know. Maybe there was something like personally going on
With her?
in her life at the time.
I looked like a guy that was mean to her or something. Like it was very weird.
She like, maybe you reminded her of like an
I
ex-boyfriend.
am annoying. I smile a lot. I talk to everyone.
Can I tell you that I never found you annoying?
Oh, well, thank
I was
you.
actually very happy when you came onto set because I was like, oh my God, like somebody who's like seemingly normal,
Yeah,
who
gonna
doesn't
talk.
take himself too seriously, who doesn't take this business too seriously. I was really happy to like hang out and
Well, thank
riff,
you.
and we played
Yeah,
love
it was
balls.
fun.
It was
Yeah.
great.
Which that should be clarified. We played.
Yes, we need to clarify that for my husband. Love balls is a game.
It's a harmless app.
Very harmless.
It's very silly and pretty crappy animation, but it's fun to me.
It's
You draw
very-
a line and you have to connect these two little love balls that are in love with each other, and when they touch, they like smile all big, which is nice.
Yeah.
It gives you like this, like, oh, I should do that again, and you want to go to the next level.
This instant gratification of seeing these little balls like
they
fall in
found
love with each other.
and they find each other a lot.
They do.
I don't know why they're breaking up so
over
often.
and over and over, and you're always slightly worried that they might not find each other, but they
Yeah.
always find
You're
a
like,
way.
this one
good.
might be
It's
too far, and there's
it's
too many
touching.
things between them.
Yes, the tension can be high.
But you find a way.
They always do.
touching.
Yeah, what was great. What I say when I realize I can be annoying
Mm-hmm.
is like I'm the guy at like a coffee shop that'll like when I get to the front of the line I'll be like, "How's your morning going?" And then they're like, "Can I just get you your coffee? What would you like?" And I was like, "How's your day?" And they're like, "Stop it." Like that's what I mean.
I think that people might find that a
chatty.
little off-putting because they're so used to being in their mundane routine that they're like, I don't want to actually tell you how I am, or like, who is this guy? Why does he like has the nerve to be nice?
Well,
And,
that's the thing,
like,
like, if we're not having fun, what are we doing? Like I don't.
I agree. I did that the other day to a parking guy. I like pulled up and I was parking in a parking garage, and he gave me a look like, "How long you here for?" I was like, I don't know. I just got here. Why are you planning my exit right now? And then he was like, "You pay now." And I was like, sure, I'll pay right now.
Whatever's gonna make you less grumpy,
Yeah.
sir.
And then I looked at him and I went, "How's your day? How's
I
your day
love that.
going?" And then he looked to me like so shocked and surprised that I even said
no one's asked him
anything.
that since 2001.
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
And we had a real moment of connection
I love
when
that.
I said that to him. And he went, better now.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Isn't that
It
nice?
works.
It
I'm telling
works.
you.
Yeah.
So I don't find it annoying, but I imagine how some people
Some
did.
do.
And
I have a whole bit about it. Like
Yeah.
people sometimes just see me coming and they're like, nope, kill that guy. We do not want that smiley, big, dumb weirdo to come over.
is this a theme in your life?
Yeah,
Like, does
but
this happen?
I'm committed to happiness. I'm committed to kindness. I don't care.
Yeah.
If I can sometimes read a person and go, I'm going to stay away from Sarah Hyland. Not because I did anything wrong, but just she's not going to like it. And so.
Yeah, she was having migraines. I do know that much because I remember walking into a room and like everyone was around her, like helping her like get through whatever was going on. And she was taking like some deep breaths and was having some migraines. So it might not have been just you.
Right.
It's the perfect storm.
I don't
Yeah.
think anything's just,
Totally.
I didn't take it that personal. But in
Okay.
my mind, I was like, I wanted to talk to like Robert about it too, just to see like, am I crazy or did you notice that anytime I said something?
Robert loved you.
I love
think.
him. Yeah, we could. Well, and also I was being playful with him, and I think that he isn't used to anyone being playful with. I think they live in this fear of like he's the director, whereas like no, he's just like a really cool guy.
Oh yeah, I was kind of doing that too. I was like, I'm not like, I mean, he directed Legally Blonde, which is like super cool, but I wasn't intimidated. I think you have to sort of still be, just because the person is in charge doesn't mean that you have to like submit and do whatever they say and be like scared of walking around eggshells. Like still be yourself. So
Yeah.
I salute that. I think that's
Well,
awesome.
and every boss I've ever had, long before I was in entertainment, I am still friends with them. There's a guy named Triple T who was like my boss at Rock Bottom Brewery, and he literally was just like, dude, I like that guy because he is insane and just like he's so unprofessional, like horrible at his job, but he's fun to be around, and so that's how I would keep my jobs. Like I would like come with like holes in my shoes, and we're supposed to be clean shaved, and I'd have like a beard, and then all the other servers would be like, Jeff didn't do his side work, and then my boss Scott would be like, he's like the general manager, Scott Marks, who I keep in touch with. He's like, you know how Jeff is, and they're like, what do you mean you know how Jeff is? Tell Jeff to roll the silverware and fill up the ketchups before he leaves his job like everyone else, and he's like, I don't know, like Jeff's not gonna do that. But also like customers would come and they'd be like, can we sit in Jeff's section? So that was like job security.
yeah,
So I had
he
all these
loved you in
customers.
spite of the fact that you couldn't perform your job that well.
Yeah, I was like, he's like, this is his strong
Perfect
suit.
loophole. Yeah.
Yeah, this is his strong suit.
Yeah.
That's his weak suit, and we deal with that. But all the other servers were like, this isn't fair. You should be written up.
And they were held to like really high standards and would like
Yeah.
get fired if they
Yeah.
didn't do like what you did. But
Exactly.
you're just that cool, Jeff.
You're like a
Guy.
pro
cool.
athlete.
I'm likable.
Affable.
Well, I think here's the thing too. I think if any of those people that like I used to work with, whenever that was, like 2001 or 2002, I bet they don't still text Scott. Like I know his wife, I know his kids. Like I felt like he was a friend, and he had my best interest in mind. I still to this day have his best interest in mind. We text every time there's a Seahawks game. Like I love him, and I loved him
Yeah.
then, and so like I don't care that I didn't roll silverware. Fuck him. That's my friend. That's the perk of having a friend in charge.
There you go. You don't
Yeah.
have to roll the damn silverware when you got a friend like that.
Waste of time.
It's like you're the
Yeah.
star athlete on a team. Like they let you be a diva in the locker room if you're the MVP. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When else
that's
I
what it
kind of
was.
would like, I feel like it's a fun like mischief. It was mischievous too, because I would even like they'd be rolling silver and like, Jeff, you gonna roll your silverware? And I'd be like, just like
Oh
like
my
I
God,
knew I
they
could get away with it.
hated you.
Well, I
Oh
was
my
friends with them
God.
too, but they would hate that part.
Okay.
Of it.
This
for
kind
sure.
of reminds me of a story where I used to work at a bagel store. It was one of my first jobs.
My next question was going to
in-
be before acting.
Oh,
What do you?
Great
Yeah.
segue. I used to work at a bagel store in South Carolina called
boy.
Durango Bagel, and I used to talk like this. And I used to be like, "Hi, welcome to Durango Bagel. What can I get for y'all?" And I would
Just
know
to practice?
Well, I used to kind of talk like
Oh,
this,
you-
and my family still does. But I actually. We all had to wear ball caps, all the girls, to make these bagels. And I started like, you'd be at work at 6 a.m. and then you'd get off work by like noon, and I would have hat head. Okay.
Yeah,
and I did
baseball
not
hat.
like that.
Tony, show the people that are watching.
Let's do some hat head.
What hat
No?
head
No,
looks
I'm
like.
too embarrassed.
Oh, okay. Well, after we'll take a look. I started wearing a visor.
Oh,
So I was putting my hair like in a ponytail and then
She's
having
different.
the yeah. So I got a lot of like, why does Anna get to wear a visor and we
Right.
opt to wear ball caps? And then finally I was like, sat them down and I was like, you too can wear a
You know.
visor.
Yeah, you were leading like a little
Wow.
feminist
Yeah.
Leader of the
charge.
revolution.
I did.
You know
so,
they don't own us.
Yes,
We can wear visors.
We can totally wear visors. So I got everybody wearing visors, and everyone was like, "Yeah!" I would come in
Did
and
it-
like
they were liberated.
they were liberated. No more hat head. So anyway,
What are some of the worst? Like, what were the jobs? Because now you're an actress, like, or an actor. Sorry, that's what it's
I
called,
take
right?
both. I take both. It's
Okay,
fine.
good. You're not supposed to gender it.
Actor,
I think you yelled
actress.
that. Sorry, Sarah Hyland, you're an actor. Not an
She
actress.
might prefer actress you don't know, and then you just offended her
I
again.
can't win. Wait, so what were all the jobs, or like what was like some crazy jobs you had? How'd you make money?
Okay, well, my bagel store, and then I moved.
Because that couldn't have been good scratch.
It wasn't. It was just to kind of like,
Bagels.
it was just kind of like to keep me busy in the summer when I was like staying with my parents. But my first job in New York was working as a dentist office receptionist. So I would make all of the appointments for people when they would call.
That's a job you have to be all boring and serious too.
So guess how long it lasted?
Assuming
6
not
months.
long.
That's way overshooting.
Okay.
A month?
1 month?
That's even way
2 weeks? Oh no, a week.
a week and a half.
Oh, my
wow.
gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I nailed it. Just kidding.
6 months, no way. But I got a job. I got my first acting gig like a week and a half into
okay.
being a dental receptionist, and so I
Was it the longest week and a half ever?
It was long. It was really, it was interminable. And I was like, also like, I met my ex-husband at the time, so I was like, oh, I just want to be out, like hanging out, like with this guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like running around from bar to bar.
This was your first, you've had more than one husband.
I am married now, yes, to the lovely Skylar Aston. And I was married before, yes.
Yeah, and so that's how you met him.
That's how I met, not at the dental office.
No, at the job.
No, but at the time
He's
in
like,
my
does
life.
this look like a cavity? And you're like, I just worked
I
the
was like,
front desk.
come here, you. No. Just at the time in my life, I like met him and I was like, I don't want to be here answering
You
phones.
get a crown on that. I might take you out for drinks.
Yes. Work.
Going to get what you want.
Totally.
I love your visor.
If only I Oh my God. I wish I had met him at the dental office, but I did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
But wait, so that acting job is how you met him.
I don't even know why I brought him up.
I don't know. You don't want to talk about
we
him?
can't get over.
No, I'm just trying to get a timeline.
I
Forget the first guy. Forget the dental office. Forget the bagel shop. What was a job? What are some other jobs?
some other. That's
What's
it.
that?
Those are the only jobs that I had.
This is just like that that Queen movie.
What Queen movie?
Okay, so
Bohemian Rhapsody.
yes, so loved this movie. I hope he wins. Did you like it?
I did not see it.
Okay, well, so I won't spoil anything.
Okay.
Maybe I will, but it's in the beginning.
He gets AIDS.
Oh, I didn't
No,
know
that had nothing to do with
Mercury?
it.
Yeah. Oh my
So
God.
here's the thing. Yeah, I know.
No, I know. It's
Give you a
terrible.
minute.
It's sad. It's horrible.
No,
Let's
so
take
the
moment of silence.
in the movie, it's so good and so like the music's phenomenal. The lead is brilliant. I mean, everything about it is very good. My problem was zero struggle. As an aspiring entertainer and as a working actor, whatever, I want some sort of struggle so I can go, oh, he struggled, I struggle. Oh, she struggled, I struggle. But in the movie, like he just like it's just the second he walks out of school, he's like very confident, and he goes up to guys like, I'd like to be in your band, and then they're like, yeah, right, weirdo with your teeth, and then he goes, "Ooh," and he's like, you're in the band, and then the first day of the band, like people are like, who's this freak, and then he starts singing, and then they just flash tour dates. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Wait, we're 30 seconds into the film. This guy's a national celebrity. Like, it makes there's no struggle.
But
and then
you
you're
loved
like,
the
I worked at
movie.
a bagel place because my parents, and then I was there for a week, and they're like, you should be a movie star.
No, that is not how it turned out. I did a regional play. Okay, I started doing plays. So my first job
love
was like
plays.
out of town in Dallas at the Dallas Theater Center, and I definitely got every job because of that job. But I was definitely struggling. Like I didn't
Okay.
have money to pay rent.
Thank you.
sometimes.
This is
like,
what we want.
I lived in Washington Heights. I lived in 180,
Ew.
189 in St. Nick's. I was literally like, I was, I don't know if I was like the only blonde girl for miles and miles and miles, which is fine, but I definitely stuck out.
What do you mean by the only blonde girl?
Meaning,
St.
do you,
Nick's?
have you ever been up to
pretty
that
rough
part
and tumble.
of New York? Yeah. It's definitely like probably one of the like edgier places. Like if you're watching like a Law and Order or something and there's like a murder or crime committed, they're always going up to Washington Heights. Like I'm not kidding.
That is the only thing I know about crime is
Yeah.
from those shows.
But I definitely like lived there for a while, which is great, which is fine. With like a lot of my friends and stuff. But I wasn't like Bohemian Rhapsodied out. Like I definitely
right
had some
away?
struggle. It wasn't right away.
What was the
Actually-
play?
It was The Importance of Being Earnest.
Great play.
A great play.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
He's a big theater guy.
Oh, nice.
So I actually thought of you when I went to a play. I took a date to The Waitress. Have you seen this?
Or just
I've
Waitress.
heard of it.
Oh, it's called Waitress. Sorry. The Sarah Bareilles
Just Waitress.
play. I loved it. I thought it was so stinking good. But that'd be a good fit for you.
It's a musical,
So
right?
you did
It is,
that
yeah.
Southern
Yeah.
accent.
Yeah, Sarah
since
Bareilles.
childhood.
I think Jason
Oh.
Mraz plays the lead on Broadway.
Interesting. The apartment that I was staying in recently in New York City, while I was doing a play, Jason Mraz was coming in to take the same apartment
wow.
to rehearse Waitress.
There you go.
Small
There you go. What a
Telling
small
you,
world.
And you should have been like, hey,
Can I
watch
be in
this.
this?
Yeah.
I don't want to just work here the rest of my life. And he's like,
I feel like you should be in Waitress.
what if they did cast me as her?
Heaven on earth. Blonde wig, keep the beard.
Oh, that'd be phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, hey, it's a new thing. We can't judge it.
But you didn't really sing the songs. You kind of
Ever.
rapped them.
And I'm also holding my lines.
yeah, totally. Oh my god.
I feel like you don't appreciate me, Dougie.
Oh my god. Is their name Dougie in the
I
thing?
think the guy that is mean to her, whatever. I don't know if it's Dougie.
I want to see
but-
you and Jason Mraz make out.
Dude, I would do
What a
it. He's the
duet.
doctor, right?
What a duet that would be.
Is
plays
he the
the
doctor?
doctor?
He
He's-
plays the main guy?
Yeah, the lead. I don't know. I've never seen it.
A
So.
lot of cheating in that movie or in that play.
Oh.
Made me feel conflicted.
Scandalous.
Yeah, but I mean, there's got to be some edge. She works at a diner.
You saw that at
Yeah.
Pantages?
Yeah, so good.
How was your date? Did your date enjoy
She enjoyed it.
Great.
I didn't know that she goes to so much theater. Like she's been to every play in the world. I bet you she'd been to that play before and she just lied to me because she didn't want.
Yeah.
She's been to so much theater. I thought, oh, this is a fun date. It was like a second date or
I
something.
think I told you to go.
Yeah, maybe.
Aw, you're
I was
like,
like, Waitress is in town. Go take
It
her
was
to that.
so good.
that's nice. Little
Yeah.
romantic hookup thing on the side. Maybe you
Well,
could
the
do.
weird thing was, strange that you would say that.
Oh,
That didn't happen, but it's just weird that you would be like, yeah.
I feel like maybe you
Here's a
could
place to
do-
go to Bone Town.
I didn't say anything about Bone Town.
Yeah, it
I was
sounded like
saying
you
that he
did.
did
could.
it too, I
Oh
thought. Yeah.
my god! I was saying that maybe you could be a matchmaker.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you're talking about me on the date, the little
No.
place I could hook up or whatever you
I
said.
was thinking
No, yeah,
about
you're
him
way
being a
off.
matchmaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But during the play, we're probably 5 minutes into the play, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to make out with her, and she's like, "I kind of
5
want
minutes?
to. I kind of want to watch the play." And then so 10 minutes in, I'm fully trying to grab her and make out, and then she didn't want to make out during the play.
I understand why she wouldn't.
Yeah.
This isn't true at all.
Oh my god.
So
Oh my
ridiculous.
god.
No,
Because
definitely
it was
not.
a good show.
You're such a
the
jerk.
last show I went to Pantages was Dirty Dancing,
Ooh,
and it was
it was not good.
Oh, it was bad. Oh,
And
What was
Yeah.
first, the movie or that play?
the movie?
the
Oh.
movie, and it was just full. It was like I bought the tickets for my girlfriend at the time because she was a dancer and had never been to a show.
Yeah.
And then we broke up before the show happened.
Oh, no.
So I still had the tickets and I was trying to give them to her, and she's like, "No, I can't. I'm not in town." Or whatever. I was like, oh. All right. So then I just took a friend and we went, and it was just brutal, and it was just full of middle-aged women just swooning over fake Swayze.
Right.
Oh.
And then it was intermission happened. My friend, she goes to the bathroom, and then she comes back and sits down. She's like, "All right, another half of this play." And I was like, "Are you not enjoying this?" She's like, "Honestly, no." I was like, "Oh, good, let's leave, let's go."
Well,
And
nice.
then we got out of there. So-
That's the best.
but I was so nervous. I thought she was liking the show, and I was like, "I gotta sit through another half of this." And
What's the name of the? It's like a prequel to all the Alien movies. It's got a really weird-
Prometheus.
hard name to say. Yeah,
Yeah.
Prometheus.
Prometheus.
So I took there was a girl that I liked, and I was like, "You want to go to a movie tonight?" And I couldn't believe she said yes. She's like, "Yeah, for sure." And she's like, "Where do you live? I'll meet you at your house." And I was like, I can't believe this happened. I was so happy. But there was a guy that was crashing at my house named Jonathan Mitchell, and he listens to this, so he'll remember this. And he's the best dude ever. If you wanted to stay at my house for 7 months, I'd be like, you are more than welcome.
Aw,
and if
you're
you'd like
such a
to
generous
I
guy.
love him. And I like being around him. I'd wake up and he'd be shirtless, just watering my lawn, with a cigarette and a beer. And I was like, who is this great
that
guy?
sounds like off of a sitcom.
He's just
it
so
does.
cool. He was such a cool guy, and he's from Nashville. He's got these tattoos. I just like him a lot. He's a cameraman when I was on Extreme Makeover Home Edition. So that's how I met him. Anyways, he's staying at my place for a few months while he's trying to get some stuff in order in LA. And this girl says, "Yeah, we'll go to the movie." And I was like, "Oh, awesome." So I go over and I brag to him. I'm like, "Dude, this girl that I've got this crush on, she was in this and this, blah, blah, blah." I'm kind of starstruck by her. She was like, "Yeah, let's go." So when I get there, she's confused that there's a man at my house. Like, who is this? Is this your roommate? And I was like, oh no, he's just hanging. He's one of my good friends, Jonathan. And they shake hands and they start small talking while I'm like getting ready or whatever. And I pop on a jacket, come back out, and then she goes, "Are you coming with us?" And Jonathan's like, "Yeah, dude." And he puts on his jacket.
No.
I couldn't believe it. So I'm annoyed. I'm like, what do you know?
That's rough.
That's not funny. I don't like that.
I was very weirded out by it. So then we get in the car, and now I'm like, Jonathan, why would you? Like, he knows better. We all know better.
Why did she ask him just to be nice?
I think she just thought, like, oh, if his friend's over here, does this mean we're all going? Like, she was still confused why there was a man there.
She maybe was trying to play it cool. Like, maybe it wasn't like a date.
Right.
Like, she didn't want you to feel pressured that it was, but you really wanted it to be.
And I wanted it to be just
or maybe
me and her.
I think she was trying to figure out if it was.
Yeah.
Like, are you coming?
Yeah, maybe that's
Right.
what it was. I feel like it was more like
and
that.
then he invited himself.
It was awful. So we get to the ArcLight and I buy 3 tickets to Prometheus.
You bought him a ticket?
Yeah, of course.
Oh
He's
my
like
God.
sleeping on my couch at the time.
Okay.
And what is he?
Well, I mean, you could just be like,
A
sorry.
ticket there's like $200 to the ArcLight or something like that.
That's true.
Reserved
But still,
seats.
like you're buying him a ticket on this date that he invited himself on. I mean, that's a lot.
You should have, because it is reserved seats. You should have like bought 2 and then one in another row.
That would have been so good.
I would have loved that.
Yeah.
So we get to the movie. I'm really annoying about not watching trailers. So I'm like just talking to her out there, and then he texts me that the trailer's over. So I was like, all right, we can go in. And we go in, and so we're sitting there, and then literally the opening of the movie is like some words, which I hate that. And
You hate a lot of things at the movies.
yeah, I don't like reading stuff.
Oh my God.
Show
we've
me
covered
a
that.
jet ski on fire.
Show you a freaking Bigfoot and you are
I
ready
need
to
a monster.
ride.
Yeah, give me
Yeah.
That's why I
Okay.
hated Bird Box. I need a monster, not
Oh
wind.
God, I couldn't get through Bird Box. But
You're
anyway,
lucky. So don't bother.
I'm not.
So while we're sitting there, the opening is like some words and stuff, and then she leans over into my ear and she goes, "Do you want to just go to the bar and like get a drink?" So I was like, "Yeah." And so I stood up. We went over to the bar and we didn't watch any of the movie. We just let Jonathan sit in there watching the movie, and we just drank and flirted, and it was a great first date.
Oh my God, that is
Way
so
better.
good.
And I
That's
thought it
so
was
much
so
better.
gangster on her
pulled
part
it.
because I would have never.
Yeah, you guys pulled it off.
I would have never had the balls or whatever to like
The
do
audacity.
that.
Yeah.
But she was just like, I don't want to watch this and sit here. Like, let's just go to the bar. I was like, this is the best.
Oh my gosh, she sounds like your soulmate.
No. Soulmate.
Your movie soulmate.
What an endearing.
I got to that
Oh,
movie.
that has
You
to
don't-
be your
do you believe in
soulmate.
soulmates? I believe in soulmates. I think there's like a couple though in life that you have. I don't believe there's just like one.
I'm open to the idea, but there's a lot of people.
Like you don't believe there's one Bigfoot? I don't believe there's one soulmate.
Which is, we have to remember this moment. To believe in soulmates is like this romantic idea of like,
I'm turning it into a lady podcast.
You'll forever find this one match. And you're like, no, there's lots of soulmates. Like, just, negating the definition of soulmates.
No.
It's like she's thinking there's like tiers.
There's tears.
There's like just
There's
random
different
people.
ones. No,
There's
oh my God. Oh my
friends, and then
God.
there's people that
Well,
you're
like,
more.
I had a soulmate when I was in school, right?
My husband's
But
gonna
then-
kill me.
But I had a soulmate during school. This is your definition. But then, like, when I was in my 20s, I had a different soulmate. And then when I am gay in like 10 years, when I come out of the closet, I'll have a different soulmate that's that. And he won't be like her. These are different chapters of my life. My soul is kind of evolving.
Well, you change as a human being
right. We're
as
always
you
growing. There we
evolve
go.
and you get older. So why shouldn't you have different
Yeah.
soulmates that like evolve
God.
at the same time with you?
Skylar,
There you
right?
Skylar is my
Skylar.
soulmate, but he's gonna be my soulmate forever.
So worried about Skylar right
Stop!
now.
No, don't! Oh my God, I found my real one. I found my real forever final.
I think he's my soulmate, actually. We might leave. He might leave you for me once he sees my wrestling action
wrestling
figures.
I
toys.
actually
Yeah.
do too, because like you have a very like impressive collection
from when I
of
was a
little
child.
wrestling people. Yeah, you've been collecting since you were like a
Little wrestling
little
people.
wrestling people. They're so shiny. All of them are. Their chests are
Like,
so
that's
shiny.
how you know a girl's not turned on.
Do you clean them?
Oh, you little wrestling people. No, I think it's fine. Like, that's enough.
It's cute. It's
It's like
cute.
when girls, oh, this made me so mad. I went to my dentist, and the girl that works at the front desk.
The receptionist, which is what I did for a living.
Yeah,
for
one
a
of you.
living.
She had like a little visor
It's all
on.
coming.
No, she's wearing the front. And she goes, she hadn't seen me in probably like a decade because I've been going to the dentist forever, but I guess she's like a friend of the whoever owns this, so she's here and there and probably went to college for whatever. So then she comes
Loser.
back.
What a
She's
loser.
gone for a long time. And then she sees me, she goes, "You still doing your little comedy thing?" I don't get mad often. My feelings were like crushed. And this is why I replied, oh, my little comedy thing? Yeah. Oh, my dreams? Yeah, I'm still doing those.
My hopes and my dreams.
Yeah, how condescending. You still doing your little bullshit college thing?
Oh my God. I would never say that to you. But if you look over there behind your shoulder, these
tiny
people are little. They are little. They are angry. It looks like you wax them
They're
or
not
something.
all
I don't know
angry.
what's going on.
Look how happy he looks. And he's
he
got
looks so miserable.
bling bling.
He's got some good gel going on in this front of his hair.
He's Puerto Rican. His name's Razor Ramon.
Who's your favorite
Cuban. He's
wrestler?
Cuban.
Is he? I thought he was supposed to be Puerto Rican.
I thought it was Cuba because he's like from Miami, Florida.
Ramon.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Ramon.
I don't know. He's not really.
He's not really.
He's really just from Florida. And
He's an actor.
he does a character. Yeah, they're all
He's
actors.
just an actor.
And at this time in wrestling, like it was very shticky.
I like how you're holding this little tiny man.
I wanted the people to see it.
delicately. You're showing everyone
Look,
what
he does
his
a
arms
clothesline.
can do. Ooh, ow.
That didn't hurt
That
you.
hurt me from afar.
A true thespian.
I'm gonna start crying.
She sold it.
Ow.
Like if my niece
You could be a wrestler.
I
You're
could
selling,
be.
selling
If my
real
niece
well.
just came up to you and was like, bang, I believe you'd be the lady that's say goodbye.
I randomly do that all the time. Though, if I hear like a car backfire and I'm just like walking in a parking lot, I'll be like, oh.
I love that.
Hey, that's funny, right?
Yeah.
It makes you laugh. Why not?
Yeah, it's really fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything can be fun. Even a random sound effect that you hear.
You just got to take it too far.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, exactly.
Like you have to take it too far.
Yeah.
And
Well,
just, like, really
you've
dramatic.
seen all the things I own. I actually have said this on the pod a bunch, but I've never owned anything practical. Everything is preposterous. I have a motorcycle with a sidecar. I have scooters
You
for when
have
I'm
a
drunk.
motorcycle?
I have a couple
Oh.
fat scooters that I ride around the city, and if you see me on that, you know I'm going bar to bar. I have a big Jeep Wrangler with like 40-inch tires. It's like wearing cleats all day. People see it, they're like, how small is his penis? Because I just don't want a boring thing.
I respect that. I'm not judging. I'm like
Yeah.
happy that you embrace the things that you like and love, and you're not like ashamed of it, and you like go
But it's
for it. You
same
only
with
live
that,
once.
like same
That's
with
right.
that, like a car backfire. Just the idea of going. Ah!
I do that all the
It's so
time.
fun.
Yeah.
I think I learned that from my dad. My dad always does like really weird kind of like funny things
Yeah?
like growing up.
He
Yeah,
was a funny
definitely.
dad.
He was a very funny dad. He would like put on weird masks and like scare me and stuff like randomly.
That's
For
awesome.
Halloween, I remember I got so scared though. I got so mad because okay, I can't believe I'm about to say this.
It's great.
I
Hot
can't.
take.
I can't believe I'm going to say this right now. Oh my God, I've never told anyone this. My dad is the only one that knows. I was standing there like about to make a phone call, and my dad came up and like with a mask at Halloween and like grabbed my ribs like this, and I got so scared I farted.
That is amazing.
We've all been there. Don't worry. We've all been there.
And I've never done that since. Thank God.
Was he like?
He was
How
laughing.
did he reply? Oh, he thought it was the greatest.
hysterically, and
Yeah.
I was mortified. I mean, mortified.
Yeah, you're already upset because you get scared.
Yes.
Like the second after you get scared, you're like you have a little bit of rage, and then you go to my dad, and I
Yeah.
love like logic comes
Logic
back.
comes back,
But
right?
for like a second, you're like, I hate whoever's doing this to me. But
then
then
it-
add the
Oh.
fart noise.
You add the fart noise. You're a teenage girl. You are literally in the most
Vulnerable.
embarrassing moment of your whole life, and I will never forgive
Was
him for
anyone
that.
else there? Or was it just you and
No,
your dad?
it was just my mom was in the bathroom, like around the corner. You know what I mean, like hanging out. And I remember just being like, I never even admitted to farting in my life, and like the fact that my dad scared me so hard that I farted
Oh
while
my
he was wearing a
God.
crazy bald man vampire mask.
That's the best.
And it's hard to act bad after that moment like
Yeah.
that.
You have to be like, did you heard?
Yeah, you can't get mad at him
Yeah.
because you've lost all your power.
Oh, yeah.
You've completely farted it all away.
You hope that he just didn't hear it in that mask.
yes,
Maybe
but
my scream covered the fart.
totally.
So many thoughts.
Oh God,
Oh,
humiliation
goodness. Oh,
at its finest. Jesus
So
Christ.
good. Wait, so your dad was very silly, and
Yes.
did your mom ever like roll her eyes like, oh, he's being funny again? That's how I view moms. Ugh.
like
Oh,
over it.
John, with your silly masks.
No, my I was almost said my wife. My mom really loved my dad, and I think married him because he was so funny. She met him at a party when they were in high school.
That's awesome.
in South
Wow.
Carolina, and he was dancing on a table wearing a blonde wig.
Legend.
So I think that she like must have liked the fact that he was funny. Yeah, he was a bit of a legend in South Carolina for sure. Yeah.
But so when he does like silly things, is she like yes and him, or is she silly too? Would you describe your mom as silly?
I think she can get a little goofy, definitely, but he's the main like silly one for sure. Like she's more the straight man to his, comedic.
Laurel and Hardy there.
Totally Laurel and Hardying. Yeah, definitely.
You can't have two Hardys.
No, they cancel each other out. You gotta
That's
like have a little
stupid.
balance in life. Somebody needs to set up the joke.
Absolutely.
You know?
Wait, so what is your family like? Do you have sisters and brothers?
I have one older sister who's also an actress. Well, she was an actress, and now she's teaching acting in South Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah, loving her life, she's directing plays. She's directing Hello Dolly right now. All the
Oh my
kids
God.
love her.
How did you get so into like acting and this kind of stuff?
I think I've been doing it since like second grade.
But like, so when you were just really young, you're like, I want
my sister started doing it, and so I was like, I want to do that. And so I
you
started.
have normal parents. That's like a healthy, like they've known each other since high school.
Yeah.
They love each other. It sounds good. You have a nice sister that's older than you, right?
Yes, 7 years.
Older than by quite a margin. And yet like a lot of times people say about stand-up comedians or actors like, oh, they want so much attention or they crave. And that can sometimes, a lot of the time, come from some sort of neglect or some sort of space. Whereas you just fell in love with performing.
I mean,
Right? That's
my
weird.
therapist knows more than you guys will ever know on this podcast right now. But that is part of it. I did fall in love with acting. But yeah, no.
Because I love attention. I just love attention. And it makes me feel really good inside to make a bunch of people smile and laugh. So it's a combo of those two things.
I love that. I definitely like to make people smile and laugh. I also think that I started acting, I would like read a poem in front of a class or do like a monologue in front of the class. And if I could tell a story to make people feel something and have them respond to me in a way I felt more connected to
felt like
humanity.
God,
I
didn't
felt
you?
like I could control the universe.
How quick she...
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like I felt like I could like share and be connected with like the human race, and that's like speaking on a very large.
The white people, human race. I've never heard it called by race like
The
that.
humanoids.
The humankind. Oh, all races.
Yes,
Oh,
all
okay.
races.
I just want to be clear so that
No, you're
people
right.
know that you're on either going like Anna Camp
No, the
says I'm
human
trying to
race
make
is
a
not-
certain race smile and yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that for me. I'm so glad because I have a feeling that people would definitely have been totally confused.
They'd be like, wait, what is she? And they
What is she
keep
doing with the
rewinding.
human
Let's
race?
rewind.
And then they play it on
Which
rewind
race
and
is
I'm
she
like,
talking about?
Listen to her inflection on this word. Yeah.
Which race is she speaking
Yeah,
of?
exactly.
All the races.
All the races, all of them. So
Yeah.
that's why I wanted to be an actor.
I love that. Wait. No, so we had the dentist thing, which got your first play. And then you said because of the play that got you other things. When did you move to Los Angeles?
I moved to Los Angeles to do a television show called True Blood.
Never heard of it. No, I'm just kidding. You were huge on that show.
Thank you.
That was your big thing, right?
That was my big kind of break. I was in the middle of doing Equus on Broadway with Daniel Radcliffe at the time.
Nice. Did you see it? Was that the one where he showed his wiener?
We were both naked.
Oh, no.
So I know. We were both naked for like 7 minutes.
I've
like
made
completely.
fun of him on this play. Or on this podcast.
Why? I love Dan.
He's great. We all
Oh.
like him. I didn't like this thing he did on a talk show once where he named all the elements. He's like...
Oh, yeah.
And so I made fun of that he did that. I love Harry Potter. I think he's very talented. He's brilliant. He was in a movie that I just saw a couple years ago that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Swiss Army Man.
Swiss Army Man. And I liked that. I like him.
Yeah.
However, he did this one thing that if I showed it to you, you'd be like, oh, yeah.
I've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of-
And the guy's like, oh, you memorized it all. Moving on. And he's like, no. And he like held everyone hostage to show him that he knew all the elements.
I've actually been one of those people in life that he's done that for. I think that's one of his like go-to
And
like
you're
party
like-
tricks.
Were you like
wow.
this? Hey.
I was like, wow.
Wow, is this
that's
your
very
wrestling
cool. Is that your little wrestling toy thing?
Is this your wrestling people thing?
I wasn't as offended by it as you were. Maybe.
I was a little hard. I'd formally say I'm sorry.
What-
It's very un-Jeff to be that mad about it,
It
but
is.
it
What
agitated
bothered
me.
you about it?
Well, actually, if we want to dissect it, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I am a simple guy. I've always been simple, had a lot of learning disabilities. So I was picked on a lot by smart people, which made me say, like, what's so good about being smart? They're usually mean. Dumb people are always very nice. My dog is dumb. He's nice. But like all like little kids don't know anything. They're nice. So I started to value kindness as like this simple thing. Whereas like usually something about learning makes people very elitist and like, oh, you know, I learned and I've read. So maybe Daniel Radcliffe just knowing something that is that complex and sophisticated, while also not connecting with anyone, which is the whole point of human life.
Human race.
Yeah, it's almost like you're witnessing education disconnect him from anyone else there. That's what I think.
Wow.
That got deep.
That got very deep,
Yeah,
and that was a
however,
good take on that.
You were talking about Daniel Radcliffe's wiener.
Kind of. I was definitely talking about the fact that we did a play together where we were both naked.
And it was a huge deal.
A huge what?
That play was a huge deal because I don't know anything about plays. and everyone was like, he's naked, but that's Harry Potter.
It was a big deal. And we would be on stage and there would be cameras coming out while we were taking our clothes off. And then they would, there was a guy once in like the third row with binoculars. And they can't tell people not to bring in binoculars.
So it was a small deal. Third row and you needed binoculars.
I didn't even see it.
Give me a break.
No. I didn't really.
Anna.
I didn't really. I was trying to be respectful.
I
know for like 3 months we did that play. I guess I saw it, but I
Thank
don't
you.
have a okay, but I don't have a memory of like
right,
what.
I don't think that you cared.
No.
But just the idea that
I just like closed my eyes.
it's like when athletes are like, yeah, I shower with the guys. I've never seen. You're like, give me, come on, dude. I'm not thinking that you're like, oh, I've seen all these wieners in the life, but you've seen wieners.
Sure, we've all seen them.
So because of that play,
I got True Blood. So I had to leave that play and I had to go to Los Angeles. I was never going to move here. I was never going to live here. I never thought I would even be in TVs.
You're in lots of TVs.
I'm in TVs across the nation.
You're in laptops too.
Laptops too.
Phones?
You're in
Oh my
phones.
God, you guys are exciting.
You're
this
in
is
internet.
crazy. Is this how this whole thing works? It's wild.
You're killing it.
I never thought that I would be on TV or in movies.
You thought you'd be like a theater. You thought that was superior.
No, I didn't think I was good enough to be in TV or film.
It's way easier than theater.
It's so much easier.
They'll let you do it 1,000 times.
They will.
They're like, oh, we didn't like that, so now just do it 100 more times.
That's why when you go on and people are nervous when they're shooting a movie, I'm like, why?
No, yeah.
You get so many opportunities to like get it right. Like
We're gonna do this 30 seconds at a time.
You can botch your line. You can botch your line a zillion times. On stage when I do stand up, if I say the instead of the, it'll ruin the whole joke. Like if I just stutter on a
Comic
word,
timing, for sure.
people will not laugh. Why? It's the same sentence. They knew what I meant, but the fact that they could notice an error in like, did he say the? Like it ruins the whole thing.
It really is.
I have to nail every
They
word.
are out of it. They will not be. They'll only be thinking about the, and they'll be
Right.
like, "Oh, he sucks," or like,
this
"He can't
guy.
do it."
Amateur
yeah.
hour.
Is he gonna
You're
like
learn
screw up
English.
again?
What is
yeah.
he drunk up there? Which I am.
Totally.
Which I am.
Which
obviously.
like that's at least helpful that you can do that as an actor in a play. Like I can't get drunk. I have before in a play that was really painful for me to do. I have been known to have a drink.
Oh, I like that.
before.
That's in your reputation.
And that's a long time ago. I haven't done it in a really long time. But I got nominated for an award for the play that I would have a margarita before.
Well, maybe
Oh,
that
wow,
should be
there
a
you go.
tradition.
It's just being
found the
alcoholic.
secret,
yeah.
I found the secret. No,
Also,
I'm not advocating, but I definitely was like, hey, it loosened me up
Yeah,
a
take
little
an
at
edge
that
off.
moment in time. It was helpful.
And you're little. That's how one margarita works. that you can feel one margarita.
It was just one.
Oh, I see what's happening here. Wait, so then you didn't think once you started doing TV, because you're like a villain on that show.
Yes.
Did you like being a bad lady?
Loved.
Really?
I always love being the bad lady that like you love to hate because I like always find them so fascinating. They're the most complex characters to me to play. And it's also just like they gave me the best lines, man. I had some really good one-liners on that show. And just was so happy that they brought me back.
What was the name of the character?
Her name was Sarah Newland.
Sarah Newland. So I have a theory about this. Do you think you like being bad people because you're so nice in real life?
I think it's definitely
so different than what you are.
Thank you. No, that's true. I appreciate that. I
Also,
definitely.
you're not a vampire.
I'm a vampire hater.
Oh, okay. But I'm
Why
saying
did
like,
you say it like that for?
you see what I'm saying? Like you're not mean, and you got to be Oh, yeah, you're not mean. You got to play a mean person.
Correct.
Are you a vampire on the show?
No.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh.
I hate all the vampires. I want to like rid them from the
Oh, I
planet.
kind of agree with you. I
So you would've
agree with
liked
the
it.
bad lady.
Yeah.
I don't like vampire. They're bad.
But they were nice vampires. A lot of them.
Give me a break.
And
Like
I wanted
Twilight.
to
Remember that guy thinks he's nice?
Which guy?
Edward's guy. You know Edward on Twilight? My nieces made me watch, or they had me watch.
Bella,
I watched it with
I know
them.
Bella.
I
Edward is
voluntarily
that
watched
British,
it with
the
them.
British guy, right?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
Yes.
So listen to this guy.
Tell me.
He's
about
he's a vampire. He's dating this girl who's not a vampire,
Mm-hmm.
and then you find out he's like thousands of years old or whatever. Dude, she's a minor.
Ooh.
Statutory, brother.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I don't,
god.
you know, she's in high school.
That's a
You're
felony.
thousands of years old. That's a problem.
That's a felony.
I think he might be the only person in the world that has thought of
It's
that.
inappropriate.
But you're right. He could have.
not an age appropriate girlfriend. Date another vampire, some
You
old
just
lady.
like pulled the linchpin out of all of the
I'm
Twilight
upset.
movies
Dude,
right now. You're
It's coming
exposing them
crashing down.
for
Yeah.
what they really were.
Sure, he's a hunk. He's got all this wisdom to manipulate a young high school girl. It's inappropriate.
Oh,
Oh my
dear.
god, this
Yeah,
is
in my
horrible.
opinion.
I feel really kind of awkward right
No,
now.
but I'm just
talking
saying your character's right to
Yeah.
hate these vampire creeps.
But she wanted to like rid them from the planet, even when some of them were nice. Like she wasn't doing like a good. She was doing a good thing for in the name of God that she thought, but she also did a lot of other things in the name of God that were not so holy.
Okay.
Also, so she was definitely like using God,
Like the war on Iraq.
exactly
Stuff like that. Like it's in the name of God, but
It is. Let's move on from True Blood. Let's go.
I'm just saying these vampires.
Yeah.
I agree with the bad character. So
thank
see, for
you.
me, I love being. There's a game called Red Dead Redemption 2, and you can be a good cowboy or a bad cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
All my friends are such noble, nerdy cowboys. They're going around like, "Hey, good morning, Mister.
the way to play.
Hey, can I help you get a ride into Saint Denis?"
the way to do it.
Not Jeff. I'm a bad cowboy. People be like, "Can you help the blind?" And then I would just blow his head off, and then I
Whoa.
take all of his money, and then I dump his body in the river or whatever. And then there's like a lady like, "Help me, I need to get." I just blow her head off. And I think that I'm like that because I would never do that in real life.
I completely get it. Do you feel better after you blow their heads off? Like, do you feel
Yeah,
in
it
some way
feels
like
funny. It feels
fun, it's, like,
mischievous.
fun, and
Yeah.
like you're like totally like
See what I did?
yeah, totally.
Watch this. Hey guys, watch.
Yeah, you're that same guy who was working in the restaurant and not rolling silverware,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
making mischief happen
Same
no matter
guy,
what.
Just a bad cowboy.
No, I love it's like it's a way that you can like exercise those feelings, those like dark kind of
Yeah.
creepy things that like you would could never get away with in real life. And it's definitely like a reason why I'm attracted to those kind of roles because I can't walk around being like, that bitch. Like wherever I go, like I
Yeah.
can't do that. But if someone's paying me to do it on TV, I can,
Yeah,
and
be
it's
great.
awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Super
you can
liberating.
be hateful and you can be. What was your character in The Help?
She was also a villain.
a hateful lady.
She was like very one of the like real upper like bitchy white women who
And in that time period,
in the 60s.
you probably would have been.
Not me. Oh my
Well,
god.
No, it's the old times.
in the old I wouldn't have been like that at all. Oh my god.
In the old times, that's actually a good. Do you think you'd be a bad person? Not a bad person in the old times, but would you have the foresight to go, this is wrong?
I would hope so. I think so.
Because I agree with, or I disagree with like all the political things that are happening now. Like I'm always like, this is wrong. This feels wrong, and someday I'm gonna have to like vouch. I'm gonna have to go. No, I didn't agree with that when it was happening.
Mhm.
Like someday to my kids, I'm gonna be like, hey, you know.
But what if you were like a bad guy and you're like back in the day? Like what if in like in a past life like you were
I
a
was
bad
Bigfoot,
person? You
so-
were Bigfoot, that's right. But I mean like we could have been if
You might
we
have
were.
been.
I
You
might have been,
the
and
girl
maybe
from The
that's why I
Help.
can access it so well. Oh my god, you really want me to be this bad,
No,
mean
no, you're
girl
great.
from the old days?
From the olden times.
Olden
the
times.
olden
Maybe in the
times.
olden times you would have been like, ugh,
Just like over it all.
enough.
Oh my god.
And that's how you've evolved to this.
I finally like getting to a more elevated state of
Yeah.
being because I've already lived all my bad, crappy, evil lives.
Just spitballing. I don't know.
You
What's your dream role though? If you could play anything.
Oh my God, if I could play anything. Well, I did just sell my TV show.
Nice.
Which I'm super excited about. I don't know if it's ever going to get made, but we're hoping it'll get made.
That's great.
And I play a woman who lives in the South in 1994, who's an aerobics instructor who murders people.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's like Nicole Kidman in To Die For meets Dexter.
Why is she killing people?
To become the greatest fitness instructor of all time, like to have a fitness empire. It's like the Breaking Bad of aerobics.
Oh.
But to kill those people, how does that make you a better fitness? Because it's exhausting to like lift bodies and stuff, or like how?
Not literally. Like she's gotta like get people who are like her competition.
Out of
Oh,
the
she's
way.
got.
Out of the
That looks like
way.
a real Nancy Kerrigan kind
It's
of thing.
a little bit like I, Tanya. Yeah. But it's like super funny and like
Why'd
a
you
little.
say I, Tanya?
I, Tanya.
What's the movie?
I,
I know,
Tanya.
but it's a lot like the thing that happened in real life.
I don't know why I did. You're right. Why didn't I say like Tanya Harding?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Tanya, she did that.
I guess because I'm talking about like the tone of the show
Oh, okay.
might be a little bit like the tone
Dark comedy.
of the movie, but you're right. It's like it's an event that happened in real life. It's not like just a movie that happened. You know what I mean?
That's why they made the movie, because that thing happened.
They did?
Yeah,
Oh.
it happened in real life.
Wait till you see what happens to Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. I have no idea what's going to happen.
He gone.
You were saying that you liked the movie, but you were also saying that it seemed really unbelievable how fast he rose
Yes.
to fame.
And here's the thing: if there was a moment of doubt or struggle in his life, they didn't put it in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In fact, the movie just starts off with this weird-looking guy, and that was the part I found distracting too. Is that he didn't look. Freddie Mercury was a handsome guy.
He was handsome, I thought.
So I believe when Freddie Mercury was like smiling at girls and stuff, they would have been like befuddled, like ooh. But when this character, what's it?
Rami Malek?
Rami
Yeah.
Malek, who kills it as the role, and no disrespect to him, he just kind of looks a little strange. He's a strange kind of buggy look. And so there's a part where he smiles at a girl, and all these beautiful girls are like, oh. And I remember going, no,
He found it unbelievable.
no. There's no way that would have.
They were reacting to the talent that was radiating
charisma.
and charisma
Yeah.
radiating off of his smile.
He was a nobody at this point.
He-
It was like in the
oh,
first scene of
but,
the movie.
but maybe he was like born. He had something extraordinary
special.
already.
Yeah.
He was born with something special.
I disagree with that.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen the movie, so you know more than
I
me.
compare it like this. I think of like the movie felt like to me if they had made like a Broadway musical about Freddie Mercury and then made a movie version of that musical. That's what it feels like.
Oh, really?
And more so than like a biopic. It
They're
doesn't feel
doing
like
a
biopic.
sing-along version, I heard, where you can
Really?
go to the theater and you can sing along with the thing, which sounds like a nightmare
That
to
does
me.
not sound
Yeah.
like anything I would ever want to be a part of. But I do love Rocky Horror Picture Show, so it sounds
they
like
do
it
that
could
a
be a
lot,
little
yeah.
like
Do
that.
people sing along in the movie theater when
yeah, people
Oh
get up
my-
and dance. Like
No.
there's like a whole thing where
Yeah.
like the time warp, everybody does the time warp, and then like they throw hot dogs and stuff and like props at you into the audience. And one time I went and I got hit in the arm with a hot dog, and I don't think that I don't think they listen. I don't think they thought it out. It was a frozen hot dog.
Oh, ow.
Oh, that
And
would
like,
suck.
because
yeah.
Frankenweenie or whatever,
can't even
they
eat
throw
it.
them out, and it hurt so bad. Like in the middle of the show, I went like, oh,
But that one was real. It
and
wasn't
that
like
one
the,
was real.
Yeah.
That wasn't me just like doing
Yeah,
the
that's
whole
a real
thing.
reaction to pain.
Yeah, and I had a bruise on my
From a
arm
hot dog at the
from
rock.
this frozen
Oh, man.
hot dog. Yeah,
Who threw it?
some
Someone in-
actor on the stage.
You
What a
should-
You know,
dick.
Should've
what a
sued.
total
Should've sued.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
could
not
have,
fair.
but they were like a very small community playhouse, like in the middle of
Take 'em
like
down.
Louisiana. Anna Camp sues the
for
playhouse
$400.
For $400.
Yeah. And lifetime
And they're
tickets.
like, we can't cover
Yeah,
this. We can't
exactly.
cover this. We don't know what's gonna.
We can't cover this.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
We're going under.
She's got a lawyer and everything.
No, I let it go.
I love that. Good for you.
Thanks.
You were the bigger lady.
Out of the
Yeah.
kindness of my
That
little
doesn't
heart.
sound as good. You know, you're the bigger woman. It sounds like you took the high road. When you say you're the bigger lady, it makes you just sound heavy. You were the bigger lady.
As opposed to what?
Or you're the bigger woman.
You're the bigger person.
Person, that's
I
what
think
it is.
that's the phrase.
Me with these genders again.
Because a bigger woman is definitely still also sounds like the bigger
Oh,
lady.
really?
You're just a
One-sided.
more ladylike woman.
You know, talking's hard.
Isn't it?
That's
though?
the thing
But
nobody
you're
ever,
doing good. You're
nobody
doing
ever
good.
talks about is how hard talking is. So You've done a zillion movies, and you've also done a bunch of shows. I just went through your IMDb today, and I was like, you were on The Office, you were on Mad Men. I'm trying to think of, there was one that I was like, oh, it was the Mindy Project, but there was like one comedy one that I was like, oh, what a cool thing to say that you were on. And I can't remember what it was, but it was like a
Glee?
TV.
Was it
Oh,
Glee?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one because you're singing stuff.
Yeah, I did not get to sing on that show. I was really sad that I didn't,
Oh.
but I got to play like a really mean, like again, there is a theme in life where I got to play a mean judge
Okay.
who actually made fun of deaf children singing. And it was like really, but people liked
It's funny,
it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a character. I
It's
would
not
never, my
you.
God, absolutely the opposite of me.
What? Wait, the deaf kid was singing?
They had an entire,
You were the Simon Cowell, like a
I
female
was definitely the Simon Cowell. There's an entire Glee club of deaf children, and
Are
it's
they-
just so. I mean, it was like my character had this line that she was like, I didn't know, like they were like honking, and like, I mean, it's awful. She's awful.
good
Like
writing.
I would never in my life ever think that. Like my God, of course. But for comedy,
For comedy, yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Glee. I didn't write it.
So don't get mad at me.
Don't get mad at me.
Don't start a
mad at the
hashtag.
That was my
writers.
first
Yeah,
job.
don't start a hashtag.
I wasn't at a time or a place where I could like change dialogue and be like,
Right.
I'm not saying that.
It's great. And it went over. Nobody cared. The
No,
show's like.
people actually thought it was funny.
And if you're going to make a show like Glee where you're breaking boundaries and teaching people tolerance, you have to have people to correct in the shows.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Absolutely. She's representing the type of person that needs to be taught to be non-judgmental.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you represent your Captain Hook. People aren't like, oh, we can't have Captain Hook.
What-
He's so mean. You're like, yeah, that's what a villain is.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
point.
You know, Darth Vader is killing people. Should we let people see this? Yes.
They provide the conflict, which makes the thing interesting to watch.
Which actually, let's talk about that real quick. One more tangent.
Okay.
They removed some animatronic pirates from Pirates of the Caribbean
Ooh.
because there's a part in the ride where pirates are auctioning off wenches. They're auctioning the wenches, and they're like, "This is inappropriate. It's like human trafficking." They're like, "These are pirates selling ladies to other pirates or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, yeah, they're pirates. That's what they do. You're fine with all the raping and pillaging and like there's one part in the ride where the guy's like dunking a cat like in a barrel of like whatever. Like the whole ride
I've seen it.
is pirate nonsense. So they're doing things you shouldn't do. That's what
Yeah.
pirates do.
do.
So they're like, if you start telling them to take stuff out of the ride, let's just take down all pirates.
Yeah.
It's a good question that you are putting forth because back in the day, in the olden times, when the Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean, whatever, was happening, these pirates were doing that.
They're bad.
Yeah.
And you're not showing any kind of like rape. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
know,
mean?
but there's some bad stuff in there. Gunfire, they're shooting fools.
Are they taking
Yeah.
the cat head out? Or is that's animal
No, that's
cruelty?
still in it. But I guess after this, people will go, that is wrong.
Eventually, it's just going to be you taking a nice stroll, and Johnny Depp appears every now
And
and
he
then.
goes,
Snooze festival.
Yeah.
Like you really want to watch. Like I agree. Like I don't necessarily. I think that like that's what they do. So like why
leave it in.
Yeah, we're
When
gonna
also-
evaporate and eradicate all like these dark things that happen. You know,
Makes no
there's-
sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Disneyland also like is very people like collect it like really big. Like it's one of the biggest collectors things in the world. There's all these auctions, and if you can get something from a ride, that's worth like the most. Like an animatronic from a ride that was used in a ride is right, which means they're gonna really sell those animatronic wenches. They're gonna be actually sold to somebody.
Oh no, that actually makes it worse.
That's worse. Keep these animatronic wenches safe by keeping them in the ride.
And who is actually gonna buy this animatronic?
Perverts.
I mean, I'm putting the question out there.
No, you're- and
who
I'm answering.
wants?
Yeah.
Unless someone buys it and then donates all of the money to charity, like a women's charity.
They won't.
They could. I have hope.
I have hope.
For the winches.
Thanks for letting me get that off my
yeah,
chest.
I'm glad
It's
that
been
like the
bothering me.
tangent has happened and we can finally get to the point of like why I'm here.
Anna Camp has strong opinions about keeping these wenches
I have
in
moderate,
the Pirates of the
moderate,
Caribbean ride.
moderate
That's where I was trying to go
opinions.
with all this. And you
Oh,
co-signed,
God.
which I appreciate.
just don't like those rides at all. Like I just remember going into It's a Small World
That
and being
one
like,
is
oh my
sluggish.
God. And
Yeah.
it smells like chlorine in there. And I'm like, why are these people all singing the same song?
All these
over and over?
cultures.
I was like, can I? Oh no.
I'm just kidding.
I want to like get off the boat though and like swim out.
Yes, you
But
want
you
to
can't
do
get in that
something.
water.
You want it to
You
be like
can't.
interactive.
No, exactly. What is the point? That's like where you go if you're just like drunk or something, like at the end of the night, and you
The
need to
kiddie
relax.
ride.
Did you guys know? I was talking about this today. That Splash Mountain doesn't have seatbelts.
Mhm.
Right.
How is that? I've ridden it, and I felt
It's
like
scary.
I was gonna fall out.
Yeah,
I
especially
did.
that
No,
downpour.
no.
You feel like you're gonna fly
Yeah.
out.
There's science
That's why
behind
it
it,
cares.
you know.
That's why it scares me so much.
The
Centrifugal
science.
force or something.
I also don't like that you're
keep
like
you in.
humping another stranger when you're in it. Like you're just
No,
everyone's
I don't
just
like that
straddling each
either.
other.
If you don't know them,
Well,
Yeah, and if you don't come with an even number of friends, you're doomed. You're just
and
like,
then-
I guess I'm holding the lady in front of me.
Yeah, and then in Florida they switch it like it's 2x2 in Disney World in Florida.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's
I had
even
like
more
some
people.
guy
Ooh, that's even
just on
weirder.
my body, and I'm just like, all right, your tag's out. Like it was like so
Your tag.
so uncomfortable.
fix your tag.
I did not like it.
Oh my god, I can tell. I
I was
don't
like, are you enjoying Critter Country, sir?
Exactly. But you're like the one that talks to them because you're so
Yeah,
nice.
just all small talk.
Yeah.
And they give you a
Just
look like Sarah
making it
Hyland
worse.
gave you
No,
on the
yeah, I
wedding
think he's
year.
looking at me like I should have also brought my wife to this ride. Wait, but so earlier, before I went on my pirate tangent,
Yeah.
we started talking about all these like shows that you'd been on that I wouldn't have guessed that you were on those shows because there's like one episode and then 3 episodes on one and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing now that we can watch you on?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's a movie coming out this Friday. I don't know when this is happening, but like
It's
when
come
you're
out in 2 weeks.
Oh, in
No,
2 weeks.
next-
Okay, so
next Wednesday.
January 18th, a movie called Egg is going to be in select theaters, and you can also see it on iTunes and on demand. It's right up your alley.
What's
it's
it
about
about?
motherhood.
Oh.
And it's about like
We have a lot of
unconventional.
girl listeners. We have dominantly
Okay.
girl listeners. Yeah, Egg.
Awesome. Egg. It's called Egg. And then I have another movie that I'm hoping people will get to see that I'm really passionate about. It's why I got my first tattoo. I just got my first tattoo.
Oh my gosh.
Because of this movie, I wore this tattoo. I helped create it in the movie called Here a While, which is pretty cool. And I'm about to go shoot a movie in New Orleans.
Nice. So a lot of things coming out. So Egg. What if people are vegans?
They too can enjoy Egg because it's not about the food.
Okay. Good to know. Because I don't watch trailers, and I was like, I'm not.
So you've
I don't
never.
eggs.
What stopped you from watching trailers?
Oh, because there was some movie with like Judi Dench, and it was like I was like.
Dame Judi Dench, please.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was getting like teary eyed watching the trailer, and I was like, I'm definitely watching this movie. And then I go watch the movie, and I watched 2 hours of just what the trailer showed me because it's like it told the whole story. It's
Yeah.
about this lady who they took her son away because the Catholic Church was so strict about it when she was a young girl, and then they took the son away. Her whole life, she's tried to find this baby. She just wants to find her baby that they took for her because she had a baby out of wedlock when she was a teenager, and they took the baby away. So she goes back to the nuns and says, please, can you help me? Is there any record? And they're like, there's no records. She finally finds her son. And then when she finds him, they're like, we have horrible news. Like he died of AIDS like 8 years ago.
Oh my God.
He was a gay man who had like a nice family and a partner and all these things, but he got AIDS and he's passed, and now you'll never get to meet him. And then she goes and meets like his partner and like the family, and she's looking at pictures and it's very sad. But they showed all that in the trailer. And I was like, you don't care to keep anything a secret. You just want me to come. So because they're so committed to...
They showed the fact that he died?
They showed all that.
Oh.
And her finding it like on Facebook and being like, oh, and like how she was such a phenomenon. But I just kept thinking like, they have no interest in not spoiling it for me. They just want me to go into the theater.
To buy the ticket, yeah.
Yeah.
But all I want right now is for you to recreate this movie as Judi Dench.
I'll play Judi
in the trailer.
Dench.
I don't know why this whole podcast I've just like been picturing you playing all of these women roles. You don't come across that way.
That's a
like
good
at
hook.
all.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like I keep picturing you as a woman and
My
everything.
only son.
I think it's because as you're acting out like these characters, like sitting here right now, like you kind of start to embody.
Yeah,
all
I was
these
Judi
people.
Dench for a minute.
Yeah, you were like totally channeling.
But that's the thing is like the trailers are so they don't care about your feelings on it. They just spoil everything.
They don't. So don't watch the trailer for Egg.
Just go to it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
go
Just
to
go
Egg.
to
Anna
it.
Camp's in it. What more do you need to know?
Yeah. I play a surrogate mom.
Who else
Who's
is in
like Christina Hendricks from Mad Men is in it. Alicia Reiner. She's really great.
Are those women nice?
They're so lovely and so nice. And
Huh.
I really had the best time working with
Are
them.
they single?
one.
Just for the listeners.
Neither of them
Gosh,
are
you know,
six.
I just ask these things.
I worked with 2 married women.
When I ask about someone's relationship status
Yeah.
or someone's wiener in a play,
I'm
it's
not
for
offended.
the people listening.
It's not for
It's
you.
not for Jeff.
No.
I'm selfless. I don't have motives about these single ladies.
No, of
or
course
about Daniel Radcliffe's weird little wiener. I am a good guy looking out for my listeners.
Whatever happened to the girl that you were dating at the ArcLight?
Oh, that girl?
I just want to know how long, because she sounded like your soulmate to me, and I just want to know.
I could kind of tell you. I can't. She'll get so mad.
Is she famous?
Yeah, she's famous, but she'll get mad if I tell you the reason that I think. But it didn't work out because it started getting serious and I got afraid.
Oh, does that happen often?
Yeah, every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time?
Every time.
Do you think that you will ever meet a girl that will like change that for you?
Maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm hopeful. There's
That's
lots
nice.
of soulmates. I learned that today.
Yeah. It's the opportunities are limitless.
Right. You know that old saying, there's lots of fish in the sea?
I do.
That's about women in the world. They're talking about just ladies out in the life. They're not talking about fish. I don't need
They're
a
talking
lot
about
of
men.
fish.
They're talking about
Yeah, no,
men.
they're talking about people out
and
there.
women.
There's lots of people out there.
Yeah.
They're talking, when they say the ocean, they mean the world, or the sea.
You're
they're
so
talking about the world.
smart.
And when they're talking about fish, they're talking about people.
This just turned into a TED Talk. Great
Dude,
job.
This has.
I'll
Thank you
break down
for-
any saying you want.
Thank you so much. Why don't you break down what goes up must come down?
Sure. When you throw something in the sky, you think to yourself, it's up there. Look, I did a thing. Got to come back. And that's a lot like life. For every action, there's a reaction. You can't expect an action and not have a reaction.
I'm so shocked that you pulled that out.
What?
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I know all the sayings.
What goes around comes around is the same thing.
Karma, reap what you sow. It's gonna come around.
still
You
working-
can't act like it ain't gonna come
Yeah,
around.
we're still
what you
working
give
on,
is what you get. If I always do what I've always done, I'll always be what I've always been.
We're still working on be the
Yes.
bigger person, though. You're still getting the grasp on that one.
Which one? Be the bigger person.
yeah.
No, because
Yeah.
in the old days, being bigger was greater. So you got to be bigger if you want to be greater.
No truer words were spoken.
I talk very
You
good.
can be. I just felt like I went to church.
Yeah.
Oh
for a
yeah, I
minute.
dropped a little TD Jakes on you.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, so I love you. I'm so happy that you came into the podcast.
Okay, great. I hope you guys had fun. I had a blast.
Yeah, you're the best, and so talented. And so the egg is next.
Egg is next.
Out now.
Out now. Hero While should be coming out soon after that. And then our movie,
And then our
The
yeah.
Wedding Year.
Yeah, The Wedding Year.
will definitely make its debut somewhere.
Absolutely, I'm excited to post that photo. I'm afraid to. I don't want Robert to get upset.
I don't think he'll be upset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I have a
one
good photo
time-
of us too.
Well, I know, but one time there was like Sarah was posting photos like every day, and then you posted photos every day, and then I just posted like a thing, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I didn't even post. I just have my phone up." And then he's like, "Don't you?" And I was like, "I'm not."
Everyone picked on you except for me.
No, but Robert was really sweet about it. He was even
Okay.
being playful, but he meant business. Like, don't post about
He
this. Like,
definitely meant business, but he loved telling you that, but he would never have told me or Sarah that.
Oh, ever. Yeah,
No.
you guys had like 75 hashtag like wedding year.
Yeah.
And then and Robert's like, that's not for you. That's for them. That's for these guys.
My God.
Tony,
You handled it well. You
You
did.
got anything to promote, bud?
Just if you like gaming, you know where to find it.
If you like gay men,
No.
that's what you
what I
just
thought you said.
Gaming.
Yeah, gaming.
Video games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got
nice.
some big news
Nice.
coming up soon. We'll
Yeah.
keep teasing that until it happens once we get some
Might have
contracts.
happened by the time you hear this, but
Right,
who
but
knows?
yeah, we're not gonna say it until we get a little contract there for that. And then all my dates, go to jeffdye.com. I'll be in a town near you. I think next weekend I'll be in Fort Worth, Texas, which is a Hyenas Comedy Club. So come see me. And we love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Friendship.
How about that episode? What a treat! She's so fun and so cool. We loved having Anna Camp on. Big shout out to her. Big thank you to her. Go see her movie Egg, and then go see our movie. And if you, I think it comes out in a month or two, maybe 2 months. The Wedding Year. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you thought. Ask us, or tell us what you want to see, or maybe comment about how much you enjoyed the episode, or if you did or didn't. Whatever your thoughts are. If you want to subscribe to my Patreon, go to patreon.com/JeffDye so you can watch this episode. And it's much better to watch, in my opinion. But if you just want to listen, that's all over at iTunes, Podbean, Revolver, wherever you get your podcasts. We love you guys. Can't wait to come back to you next week with our guest Josh McCouga from Collider and Schmo's Nose and a bunch of other things, the Josh McCouga Show. So I think you guys will enjoy that episode too. Peace.